2, oops, burnout, 1, go. You can tell that this thing has been used and abused because the cloth seats are holding up well, but they can be damaged. No blind spot, blip the gas. You could easily hit lifetime of jail time in a truck like this, and this is the entry level. I keep telling people, ladies and gentlemen, today you guys join me in this 2023 Ram 1500 5.7 HEMI, 390 horsepower, 410 pound-feet of torque, 4x4. And yes, I am currently at a truck stop, the same truck stop I was at when I reviewed the Dodge Charger EV. But this time we actually have a HEMI underneath the hood. But I've reviewed countless trucks like this before, but never the entry model. So walking around would not really be necessary. We're gonna have to talk about the interior because that is where they've changed a handful of things. And that's what we're gonna be talking about today. Cloth seats all around. As you guys can see, this thing is a workhorse of a truck. This thing has absolutely no luxury amenities in this thing except for our AC and power windows. Because if you take a look, you can tell that this thing has been used and abused because the cloth seats are holding up well, but they can be damaged in the 2 to 3 year lifespan. This is what our key looks like, the ultimate poverty key. We only have panic, unlock, and lock. There is legitimately nothing else. And I rock with it. That's why this car is so affordable and so cheap. Foot on the brake. On top of that as well, you don't get a truck like this because you want a little bit of luxury. You get it because you want the engine, you want the workhorse of the engine that is underneath the hood of this thing. And the HEMI has been around for so long that they've worked out a lot of the kinks on these engines. You get some storage over here, storage down here, some storage down here, which this turns into an extra seat, by the way. So pulling this up, an extra seat, some storage down there. I will let this truck pass me by and then I'll be able to move forward. Our Prindle, there we go. And let's take it on the highway because that is what I want to do today. I want to take this bad boy on the highway, see how she handles. After 2 to 3 years of heavy duty driving with only 68,000 kilometers, or for my Americans around 40,000 miles ish. We'll see how she's doing because I expect a lot of good things from this truck and I expect it to live a very, very long time. And yes, we don't have a lot of nice soft touch materials. We have a lot of soft, well, not soft, but gentle-ish plastics around just to help me feel not too poor. But the Ram logo, I love that thing. This thing hasn't changed that much. And the thing you realize about these trucks is that it has so much low-end torque. It just hooks up most of the time. And yes, you can see we have more poverty buttons down here. So we only have our traction control and our tow/haul. That puts us into like a somewhat sporty-ish setting. And that's pretty much it. Like for extra buttons down here on this side, we have our light controls, and yeah, that's pretty much all we got right now. Very, very basic, very, very minimal. They invested all of their time and their energy in the tires, suspension, underneath the hood, the transmission. That's where they put all their time and effort. But other than that, no, they really didn't focus too much on the interior, as they should. This is the entry-level workhorse. This is the one we take to the construction sites, not the one that gets taken to the beautiful ranch on the weekends. And 0 to 60 should be coming in a good 8 to 9 seconds just because of how much weight we're pulling. And yes, the HEMI isn't like, this is like the perfect weight for this HEMI. just because of how it is designed and the weight around it. The truck doesn't feel like it struggles most of the time. And I'm gonna turn back on my traction control as we get ready to merge onto the highway. And you guys will get to see what it's like driving with a pickup truck of this magnitude. On an early morning, let's see the time. 9 a.m. on a 401 highway based in Toronto, Canada. You get to see what it's like out here. And yes, watch of the day is simply my favorite little Casio that takes me everywhere and has entered every car and supercar that I've owned. This little watch has been with me since day one, and I don't think I'm ever gonna get rid of it anytime soon. And of course, we won't even have to do a proper 0 to 60. Why? Because the highway, even at 9 a.m, exiting, well, driving away from a busy enough interstate, busy enough city, that somehow we are still so busy with bumper to bumper traffic. It just doesn't make sense. Visibility in this thing is pretty decent. I can see pretty well around me actually. And being one of the bigger vehicles on the highway as it stands right now, I don't have to worry about much, you know? Most people will get out of my way just because I am there, and I can do a lot of damage if I decided to not pay them any mind. But let us just quieten down. I've reviewed this car before. You guys know my thoughts, my opinion on this thing. So let us quieten down and turn it into a silent little POV. Get my cruise control ready and set. Well, my cruise control simply doesn't seem to be working right now. Cruise control on. Yep, cruise control is not engaging, so I guess we're gonna do it the old-fashioned way. This is what you get when you pay for entry-level amenities out here. See what I mean? Went from 80 to 120 in a matter of seconds. And it did it so effortlessly. I didn't even feel any part of this car even remotely struggle with moving that quickly under such short notice. I love it. It's not bad. And it's so stable at these higher speeds just because of such a wide stance. And funny thing is, our tire setup, 275s all around with 20-inch wheels. That gives us a lot of meat on these tires, to the point where if I have all seasons, I can simply just drive in the winter with those same tires, drive in the summer, and have absolutely no problem because of just how thick and meaty the tread is on those tires just coming in stock. And yes, you can go crazy with modifying these trucks because a lot of the Hemis are plug and play. And if you have a base like this, you can just swap out a lot of the interior components and go with the nicer trims because the frame is essentially the same. And you can get it for relatively cheap and just start going crazy, throwing money at it. That's another reason people love to modify the Dodges and the Hemis along that lineup. I never really feel like I'm in any danger when I'm in a truck like this. The brakes, snappy, they're good. The handling is stable for such a big car. You still feel the weight, but part of you knows you could probably make a corner if you really needed to. And of course, we're gonna talk about the off-road capabilities. I can take this thing off-roading 90% of the time. And some error messages are popping up on me. Even more fun, that's probably why my cruise control isn't working. Service electronic braking system, that cannot be good. Dodge, please send me some newer cars so I can review. Cause, oof. The transmission is somehow always in the ideal power band too. It's always just ready to just snap me, launch me. I love that. I really do enjoy that though. Now we're gonna use some of our overtaking power as we get off to the off-ramp to get off the highway. And we're gonna do a proper 0 to 60 when we get the chance to, at least. So let's do a proper learning drive with both hands on the steering wheel. Signal, blind spot, blip the gas. You could easily hit lifetime of jail time in a truck like this. And this is the entry level. I keep telling people think that below 400 horsepower is slow. I'm here to tell you that anything past 300, okay, anything past 280 horsepower is quick, relatively quick. And that's when you start looking at the power to weight ratio. That's when you realize that, oh, some of these cars with like 310 horsepower but in the body of a Miata is terrifyingly quick. But people don't seem to realize that and think that only 400 plus horsepower cars are fun. I'm here to tell you that 300 plus horsepower is where the fun really begins for any weight class. And I stand by that, to be honest. Traffic lights that last 3 minutes, the bane of my existence. And they seem to pop up everywhere every now and again. Not much I can do about it except to just take it easy and just diffuse a little bit. You know what, I'm just gonna cut this part out. You guys will see me when we're doing our 0 to 60 tests. Okay, now that we've exited that annoying little traffic light, let us do a little bit of some dynamic driving in a pickup truck that weighs like 4 tons, no, 2 tons actually. If not slightly more. Oh god. And the corners, you roll in these corners heavily. It's so easy to get to 60. The fun is almost sucked out because of how quickly you can get to 60 at times. Well, we're gonna do a full acceleration. Nobody behind me? Good. So, we're gonna do what everybody usually wants to do in a car. We're gonna do a quick 0 to 60. 3, 2, oops, burnout, 1, go. And 60. Just like that. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Morty. Take care, guys, and like and subscribe. Let me know what else you guys want to see. Peace.